Back into it. Alright. Last time on Satisfactory, I built a power plant. I automated the production of iron plates and iron rods. Yeah, that's it. I later realized that I automated the production of iron plates, which is what this thing's doing. Or no, this is rods. Plates are over here. Okay, right? Yes. Alright, cool. In that case, everything's fine. Now that all that production is done, I don't think I need to be carrying all these piles of ingots. I'll keep some of them, but I don't think I need that many. That's a lot of iron ingots. I think I'm going to probably start today with automating the production of copper coil and cables. I'm a little concerned about our power situation. I can definitely build more power plants. I'm mostly, when I say I'm concerned, I'm mostly just annoyed that I don't have a way to automate the refueling of these things. But I don't think I have that yet, so I also kind of wish this would, like, give me a tooltip that says what these things are. But anyway, excuse me. How's this thing going? Nope, 4 minutes left on research of quartz. And let's also consider our research, our milestone things. Good morning, Charles. I wish you well. If you don't want to be awake, then I wish you had what you wanted. But sometimes people are awake and then they watch Twitch streams. I know the feeling. So I was wondering about this. So the default constructor only has one input channel, but apparently if you want to make something that has two inputs, you need a better constructor, and that's called an assembler. Okay. Okay. Well, in any case. Oh, right. I was concerned about my fuel efficiency. I think I might want to do this particular milestone relatively soon, so I can get the biofuel. Also, having a lookout tower might be kind of good. But let's go take care of automating coil production, or wire production. Anyway, so this, I'm going to need like 2 constructors, which means I'm going to need 6 reinforced iron plates, and then various storage containers and so on. So, again, reinforced iron plate uses a bunch of screws and then iron plates, so. I think I need 6 of these. Let's double check that. Yes, okay. And then this just requires various stuff. Let's make more wire while we're sitting here. Oh, is this? Yeah, okay, there's going to be a certain amount of warm-up factor where I remember how to play the game. Okay, so before I head over to the copper zone, I'm going to refuel my power plants because I don't want to have to walk back here. And then I'll also pick up copper plates and rods, or iron plates and rods. Okay, there we go. So I definitely have a vision of this platform area just extending off in this direction and just like floating over the whole terrain. Which, if I'm able to do that, it'll be an entertaining world. I'm going to go ahead and say that just 100 iron rods is going to be enough to hang on to. Iron plates have somewhat more application, so, but I think probably 100 of them is still enough to just be carrying around. Okay, time to head over to Copper Zone. So there is one decision I'll have to make, which is how, anyway, Copper Zone is a little bit far away, and so as long as I'm like building things to do with the copper, I can decide how much closer I want to bring that stuff, which actually, I think I might be doing some splitters. Do splitters require anything weird? No. I'm going to probably run out of cables though, so let's go make some more cables. Oh, Dur is here. Dur has gotten up on top of the computer tower, which is a good place for Cat. Okay, so all right. I think maybe this thing's done now. Oh, yep.
This type of quartz possesses optimal piezoelectric properties and can be utilized to create oscillators and silicon, which are used in a variety of appliances. A new milestone has been added to Tier 4. Additional research required.
Really now. I don't know what that means. So I think probably that means that research is a little bit finished for now. Good morning, Mastazah. You have not missed very much. You mostly missed me, like, manually picking up items and moving them around. I'm just about to head out to automate some copper processing, which I think I'm going to go do now. Oh yeah, you also missed last Tuesday's stream, wherein I automated the production of iron plates and iron rods. That was, like, the major accomplishment, which somehow it took me an hour and a half to do that. Okay, so... Do I want to build this next thing on a foundation? I might as well. So anyway, here's... Wow, okay. So we have a lot of copper. Yeah, copper production is stopped because the copper storage is full. That's not a big deal, but it is sort of the way where we're at right now. Okay, let's say that I'm going to build on here, over here, and so let's throw down some foundations. Oops. Hello. So this interface for like having the foundations snap to each other is pretty good. Like isn't always doing quite what I want, but there's a certain amount of mind reading that's happening here, and it basically works. Okay, let's shoot up all my concrete. So let's go grab more concrete, because this might be a large operation. So. Yep. So one thing that I have not done is build a conveyor pole. Maybe I'll, just for the purposes of seeing how they work, I think I might build one. I'm going to have a conveyor belt move from the copper storage down here, so. Okay, let's put a foundation there, and that'll be enough for now. Okay, so for example, let's just say we're going to put a splitter here. And we want the input to be pointing this way. Actually, no, I don't need a splitter yet. Because wire, cable is made from wire. So, in that case, what I need first is a constructor. And I appreciate that, like, when it's off of the foundation, this looks like 16 different, let's count. Okay. Okay, so this is perpendicular to my view. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? 9 inclusive in a 90-degree turn. So that means that like, so each of these increments is like a 10-degree, which means there's like 36 different rotational positions here, approximately. But if you're on a foundation, it snaps to the foundation, and they're just 4, which is a good way of keeping things simple. Anyway, so let's just put this constructor down here. This will be making copper wire. And then we want a splitter. So there's those like teal direct lines that appear, which I think means that it should be in line with the output. Let's see if that's yeah, that's good. And then the splitter will go into a storage crate, and then it'll store copper wire, and then we'll proceed into another constructor that's making cables. So this goes here. This is a little bit tetchy, but I think that's fine. And then let's go that way for the copper cable. And then I think I'm going to actually bend the, have the output from this rotate 90 degrees. So the storage container for cables will be like here. And then we can hook up this conveyor belt like that. Okay, so the other thing these things will need is power. So, and can I, okay, I can just place power poles on, hello. On foundation, which if you couldn't place power poles on foundation, that would be weird. Can I throw this down like here? And then okay, now these things have power. So now I just need to get the copper ingot line connected up. And again, I think I'm gonna, so this just like provides a point where the conveyor belt goes, which if I don't do this, then it'll just like go over there, which, is that a problem? Oh. Oh, I just actually cannot reach, barely. So it's willing to automatically go, but whereas if I, whoa, I'm getting like, I'm not sure what that means. Oh, it's trying to like make it in line with various objects. Well, anyway, let's just throw this down here. I'm confused by what's happening here. Does this have to be pointing at a thing to... This is a little confusing. Yeah, because it says left mouse button to build, but, like, that didn't actually build anything. Like, this is not actually here. Fascinating. Oh, you have to, like, confirm the build or something? It's a little weird. It's the first thing I've done where it had to, like, confirm the build. Okay, now I can do this. And now I can do this. Okay. And now we have a very dense stream of copper ingots going because we produced a lot of them without consuming them for a long time. But that is fine. So now we just watch production go for a while to make sure it's doing what we want it to do. And now we've made the loading screen, which is just a copper wire constructor. So let's see, can I stand on top of this thing? Yes. Okay, so copper wire going in the splitter here, then going into storage over there, and then going into cable construction over there. And there goes the cables. It kind of looks like more like a hose, but that's okay. And this will take a while before it makes a significant amount, which... The fact that I kind of wish these things would go a little bit faster, given that, like, there are, like, most of the recipes that require any amount of copper wire requires a lot of copper wire. So... I'm still carrying around all this excess copper ingots. Let's see how much of it I can cram into. I think what I'm going to probably do is put as much in here as... Oh wait, I have a better plan. I'm going to put some of it into here. Or no, wait, that's not how this works. I mean, I can put it in here, but that's not... very helpful. I'll put some of it into storage. Wait a minute. I'm wondering if maybe I want to make another constructor for copper wire. Because it is definitely true that I need a lot of it. Maybe I won't sweat it. Probably at some point in the future I will, like, make more than one constructor making copper wire, but... Wow, look at this. Okay. Yeah, because for example, like the research that I want to do requires 500 copper wire, and this is a little slow, I must admit. How do I feel about this? I don't really want to tear down everything that I've just built, but I might be in a world where I need to do that. Because, like... I'm confused. Oh! Yeah, so this takes 1 copper ingot and makes 3 wires, which you can see by... Like, you'll see 3 copper wires go by, and then there's a space, and then 3 copper wire goes by, and then there's a space. I see, which is... Alright, so here's what I'm going to do, actually. Let's also look at power. Power's fine. Yeah, okay, so the lesson from Factorio is that when you know what you need to do, the thing to do is to bite the bullet and do it. So, even though I'm very proud of what I've just done, I'm going to need to take it down and redo it. Okay, so let's start with let's start by disassembling cable construction. I'm going to leave the storage thing there. I think that's fine. I think what I'm going to do for now is actually just connect this directly to the storage over there. And then let's see here. I might need to move this power cable. Let's also, how's my inventory doing? I have some space, okay. So what we need to do is actually put a splitter up here to split into 2 constructors. I'm going to... Let's see, so let's... I'm going to run out of... So if we make this as close as we can, yes. This will still be making cable, and I think I have space. I just need to get more more reinforced concrete, reinforced plates. Let's grab all that stuff. So this is fine. While we're over here, let's check on the fuel status of our power plants. Yes, they need refueling. Let's do that. All right. It seemed a little inefficient to have to walk down here just to refuel this power plant. Eventually, my intention is for there to be most of the power plants to be over here, but in the meantime, this is going to involve a little more walking around than I like, but I can live with it. Okay, so I need 3 more reinforced iron plates, which I don't even need to make anything else. I can just do this. There we go. Okay. So now instead of splitting the output from one copper wire constructor into storage and cables, we're going to have 2 copper wire constructors, feeding each individually feeding into storage and production and cables. Okay. I think if I relocate this thing, which of course means that nothing has power and everything is terrible. Let's see here. How's this? Is this... I think what I should do is just extend the foundations a little bit. Like... there. So this thing is acting like this will work. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna drop power line there, and then like another one here, just for a little bit of redundancy. And now, what we need to do is actually reclaim this belt, which is going to dump a bunch of what am I talking about? Let's put this like here. So now I have a bunch of copper ingots in my inventory, but that's not new at all. Okay. Let's see if this will reach. It does. There we go. And now we can dump copper ingots into here. Oops. Yeah, you make your wire. There. Now, this will be a little bit better than it was. You can kind of see the ingots wobbling around as they turn this little corner here, which is cute. So you can see that copper ingots are already backed up. The reason for that is because I manually dumped copper gets into both of these constructors, and the constructors work slowly enough. They work more slowly than the input from the conveyor belt. So anyway, so now we should have a healthy amount of copper wire that we can go do research with. And I'll also just pick up all the cables that we have. So there, now we have some decent automation of the most basic production ingredients. Now that, like, everything's working, how's our power situation? We're gonna need to build more power plants. But pursuant to that, we are going to improve our fuel situation, because all we need for this is just more plates and more rods. So fantastic. I actually have inventory space. I have some inventory space, so I'm okay. Yes, this is good. And now I have everything that I need for this.
Milestone reached. You have unlocked several structures aimed to provide the first needed to build basic factory infrastructure. Additionally, the biofuel blueprint will ensure improved fuel consumption of biomass burners.
Away goes the thing.
Additionally, you can now build the space elevator, which is integral to your contribution to project assembly.
Okay. So now, if we look over here, we have a new foundation that's not as tall as the other ones. We also have conveyor lift. I think that's new. I can't remember. We have new varieties of doors. What else do we have? We have lookout tower, which is an interesting thing. I think that's all for now. Oh, we have space elevator, which funnel resources to complete project assembly, whatever that means. All right. Oh. Okay, what's next? So now biofuel, which just takes biomass and turns it into a more efficient fuel, I assume. So maybe the thing to do now is to make a bunch of biofuel. Am I holding anything in here? No, there's no biomass in there that I can be using. So let's go harvest some stuff. And then use it to make biofuel. And yeah. So one of the later milestones is something that gives you a chainsaw, which I'm assuming that what you do with a chainsaw is chop down larger trees like this. Oh, here comes the pod. Look at it go. Man, they really are very proud of themselves for having like thruster mechanics. I mean, it's pretty cool, so that's fine. Alright, so... I wonder if what I want to be doing is using a constructor to make biomass. Is that even the thing I can do? I don't know. Because certainly it seems a little silly to have to do this. Alright, well now I have some biofuel. The other thing I can do here is pull all this out and put in biofuel. Oh, relax. Which this is a strong incentive incentivizing me to set up some constructors to make biofuel. Let's get to work on that. I'm sort of hoping that later I will just have a power generation system that it's not reliant on biofuel, but I don't know if that's going to be like very realistic, how far away that is. So I think I might be in tree zone for kind of a long time. Which reminds me, what do I need for... Okay, so obstacle clearing here is how I get a chainsaw. I think we can probably get that today. Yeah, let's think about chainsaws. Getting stairs is also something I'm interested in because I want to pile up these power plants on top of each other, and I'm going to need stairs for that. So, what was I doing? Oh, right, I was going to make a very basic production chain for biofuel. Oh, right. Okay, well, let's just get started here. Which I made enough reinforced iron plates to make one constructor, but I think I probably want another one because I want to definitely be making not just biomass but biofuel. Okay, so I think what I want here is, I keep hitting tab, but I just want well, instead of doing this, let's have the storage container first. Which this is I should actually be centering it here, okay. There we go. really build them that close to each other? Yes. Okay, so I want this thing to be making biomass leaves, I guess. And then I'm gonna need more reinforced iron plate. That's fine. Math already thinks about chainsaws. I see. So I'm gonna need more components for this business. Once I get this online, I'm going to be almost certainly needing to build another power plant. Okay, so now we have building a constructor, which and this thing's making biofuel, and then this will dump into a storage box, which I guess if I want to be more thorough about things, I might also have... this is gonna get obnoxious, I can already tell. Okay, let's do the right thing here, which is... this should be a merge thing here. So if we go over to logistics, conveyor merger. So we want this pointing like this, because I will probably very shortly have another constructor making biomass from wood, which I'm guessing is the primary output from using chainsaws, is wood and not leaves. But it might be a mix of both, who knows? Anyway, constructor now. What am I doing? This should... there we go. You make biofuel. Okay, so now these things will need power as ever. And I probably don't even have any leaves in my inventory. I mean, I have this, but that's not very much. So we need to go get more leaves. I know that we can get leaves from flowers, but that's not a very efficient source of leaves. Let's go this direction to grab whatever flowers I can, and then look around for a place where I can get more leaves. Here's some. Now I'm way down here, but which is kind of a problem. Yeah, I don't want to be down here. I think the easier way to get back up is this way. Another thing we learned on the last stream is that this rock formation over here, that is, once you get close enough to it, you see that it's surrounded by gross green gas, and if you get too close to it, it starts to hurt. So eventually, I assume I'll be researching like some kind of biosuit that protects me from the green gas, which this one, on the other hand, does not emit the gross green gas. So that's clearly a special stuff. And I'm guessing that eventually I'll have mobility upgrades that allow me to get up there. How are we doing on inventory space? We're actually doing pretty well. Alright, just harvesting more stuff. I can ride the conveyor belt. This is an old Factorio tradition of riding transport belts to go faster, so that's fun. Definitely still works here. Okay, so now I'm just going to dump the leaves in here. And that should make some biofuel. Let's go check that this is doing what it's supposed to. Oh right, this doesn't actually... I didn't make a storage thing for this to put output into. Maybe I should do that. Let's see, can I have a storage box like hanging off the edge here? Because I don't want to build a foundation just yet, I want to chop down those trees first. So let's see how stupid I can get about this. Looks like I can get pretty stupid. Nope, can't quite do it. Encroaching clearance. Now, is it encroaching clearance because of the tree? I think it wants me to build foundation. Okay, fine. Alright, this is very livable. There. Okay. I think in the short term, I'm going to just convert all of my wood into biomass and throw that into the biofuel constructor. Because that doesn't take very long. Okay, and now I'm guessing that our power... Yeah, we need to build more power plants. Okay, so to build another power plant, let's look at what's needed. We already have all we need. Easy peasy. So, in the medium term, I would like to build power plants on top of power plants, but in the meantime, I am not able to do that. Because I don't have stairs. So let's build a foundation and build another... I kind of want to build like 2 power plants. Do I have enough materials for that? Yes. Also, I can build doors now. So let's, once I'm done harvesting all these flowers. Oh, my inventory is full. Okay. Let's get on with it then. Let's see here. So nice to know this is obeying the Minecraft rules where you can like build floating things and then just like take away their foundation and they don't fall down. But I did that for a reason, which is that I want to put a door in there. Anyway. Power plants. Oh, okay. So now I'm demonstrating. I think I've finally figured out how Snap the guideline works. Because here's a biomass burner. If I want it to be in line with the other biomass burner, I can hold left control and it'll do that. And then I can do that again over here. Okay. So... Oh. Okay, so that's 3 more biomass burns, which in fact doubles our power generation capacity. Alright. So I think it's important to get some chainsaws soon, because even though our power generation capacity is relatively high now, our biomass generators are not full of fuel, and they probably will run out of fuel relatively soon. So let's work on what we need to obtain wood faster. Oops. There we go. So, thinking about chainsaws, we need 10 reinforced iron plates and then some other stuff. So, I think we're going to need a bunch of screws. Okay, now we can make 10 plates. Alright, great. So, rods and copper wire. Okay. How are we doing on just iron plates in inventory? Not a lot. I'm going to pick up some iron plates in the expectation that I can make some inventory space by dropping off copper ingots. Alright, so things are going okay. Kind of thinking about what I want to do after I have chainsaws. I think once I have chainsaws and have played around with chainsaws a bit, I think I might make an observation tower. That seems like a good goal, because I haven't done it yet, and I have lamented the lack of like a map. Alright, alright, so in theory, oh, maybe I actually can't throw away any copper. Yes. It might be time for me to make another storage box just for copper, because, like, yes. I'm mining copper faster than I'm using it, which is not great. This is slightly embarrassing. I think what I'm going to do instead of doing any of that stuff, this is definitely a quick fix, but I can get away with it. If I just make some more foundations, it'll burn up some of my concrete, so. There. Okay. There, now I'm holding, I believe, enough wire. And of course, all this inventory management nonsense is a bit of incentive to research inventory space upgrades, but we'll get there in time. Okay, so... oh, we need 50 cables. I think I have 50 cables, yes. And 200 rods. Some amount of all this other stuff. Okay.
Milestone reached. Additional to an inventory expansion, you are now capable of removing foliage that consists primarily of wood.
That's interesting. The way they've stated that makes it sound like I don't even have to build the chainsaw, but that seems unlikely. I bet I have to build a chainsaw. There it is. Okay, so this is like reinforced plates and then screws, so nothing too fancy. I am incentivized to automate the production of screws and reinforced plates pretty soon here, but oops. Right. Alright, and now we have a chainsaw, which I'm guessing goes in our hands. Chainsaw used to clear an area of flora that is too difficult to remove by hand. Okay. Alright. Oh, does it take fuel? Yes, it does take fuel. Fine. Fortunately, I have a way to get fuel. It is quite entertaining and perhaps fitting that the There we go. That you use the chainsaw to hopefully harvest wood. Oh wait, there are trees that I wanted to chop down right here. So now we have a chainsaw. Do I get the prompt or do I have to fire it like a gun? I look like I have to... Yes, you fire it like a gun. Okay. By which I mean you use left mouse button. That's... I didn't mean anything any more sophisticated than that. Okay, here we go. This is a little less satisfying than I was expecting, but maybe it'll be more satisfying if I chop down a very large tree, because these trees are only a little bit bigger than the ones I was harvesting by hand. Let's go find a larger tree. How's our inventory doing? We have lots of inventory space. So I'm not sure that the chainsaw will actually be able to clear these very large trees, but I'm definitely going to try. Although there's also like wood sitting on the ground over here, so maybe what I should have been doing the whole time was okay, I'm gonna try to chop down this very large tree. Hope y'all are ready for wanton environmental destruction. That was only 16 wood. That seems a little disappointing. Whereas that was 29 wood? Maybe I misread that. How much wood am I holding at the moment? Sort. Some. Okay. I would kind of like to not have to do this for the explicit purpose of fuel gathering, like... Oh, hey, there's other weird stuff over here. Wow, there's limestone inside the tree. I'm not sure how that happened. Okay, let's put away the chainsaw for a second and investigate this glowing thing. Mercer sphere, work in progress. Okay, I've collected a magical orb, which is part of a feature that is probably not fully implemented. And let's check out. Oh, that looks like that thing's alive. If you're alive, I'm not gonna bother you, because I have no confidence in my ability to defend myself. I'll come back and investigate that thing when I'm not on the important mission of chopping down trees. Also, I'm stuck. There. I'm unstuck. And now my inventory is about full, so let's head back. I'll harvest whatever I see in the meantime, but not enough space. Okay. All right. Well, that was exciting. In a satisfactory sort of way, which is to say, a little bit goofy. Let's read the description on this thing. A weird alien thing with an impossibly smooth surface. Work in progress. Analyzing this will not give you anything. Hilarious. Did you know that this game is in early access? Alright, so step one will be to throw all of our leaves into the biomass factory here. Step two is to put away the Mercer sphere into the box because it manifestly does nothing. I'm also carrying an absurd amount of flower petals, so. I'm also carrying two different types of healing items, the barrel nuts and the pale berries. I think I can probably I only need to carry on one of those at a time. Alright, so I could build a constructor to turn wood into biomass, but I have it on good authority that manually crafting the wood actually goes pretty fast. So let's just do that manually for now. Yeah, this goes 5 units at a time, so. Alright, fantastic. Now I have a bunch of biomass that I can feed into the biomass processor. Well, can't do it as fast as I'd like. Oh well. I may have slightly goozled myself here. Although I think I can probably also just manually craft biofuel. Yeah, this is fine. I don't need to do all of this, but I'm just going to do enough. So now I have an inventory full of biomass. Good work. I think once I get up to like 600 biofuel, then what I'm going to do is go on a refueling run, dump biofuel into everything, into all the generators, and that'll keep that busy for a while, and then I'll try to build a observation tower. Okay, let's go with that. Also sort the inventory. I'm going to put the other biomass in here for now. And we can play with that later. Wait, what just happened? I don't know what just happened. Oh, I think the sort thing sort works by taking things out of your inventory and putting them back, so that's cute. Actually, if I'm refueling stuff, I should refuel these things last. But, yeah. Because capacity over there is going to be like 800, which... So I probably won't be able to fill all of them up at the moment. Let's just do this. Alright, so this is a little bit wacky, but that's okay. Okay, here's the plan. I'm going to put 100 biofuel into each of these 4 generators down here, and then come back up and refuel the 2 primaries. Let's see here. Let's do it, or maybe I'll just do it like this. Yeah, okay. And let's split this in half. So each one will have very approximately 150. Okay. Now, if we're thinking about things... Lookout tower. Oh, I can just build a lookout tower. Where's a good place for a lookout tower? Presumably up high is a little bit better. Although, the fact that it is a lookout tower kind of obviates the need to build it up high, but this place is a little bit... I could build it up over by copper production, but copper production is like pretty far away, so... I could make another attempt to get up there. Yeah, let's see here. I want to see if it looks like the ramp goes all the way up there. Looks like it probably does. Okay, I'm going to give this a shot. I'm going to attempt to scale the rock spire, which... okay, so how did I do this before? Okay. I'm not a huge fan of first-person 3D platforming, I must say. So, this is not my jam. But I am willing to try. Okay. I think this is probably where as far as I got last time before I had some problems. Oh, I made it this far. Is this a ladder? Yes. Okay. I can pick up another Mercer sphere that does nothing. Okay. Yes. And now you can see limitations of draw distance. I don't know, actually this is not bad. Because it does have to draw very far, although you can see the texture repeating in the grass. I'm going to briefly turn draw distance up just for entertainment. And like I'm sure this will make, if I actually pan the camera around, this will make frame rate get bad, but you know, gives you a good view of things. I'm glad I made it up here. Now that I know that the Mercer sphere is not actually good for very much. Also, I have lots of other graphical options turned down, so I could get even sillier with this. Let's see. Turn up. You can turn up texture quality. That probably isn't going to change much at this distance, though. Okay, let's go back to our frame rate friendly. Okay, and I'm guessing I can't build the lookout tower up this high. There's just not enough space up here. Yep, can't build lookout tower on a tiny little needle of rock, so time to get back down. And try not to die. Maybe I'll go ahead and eat some food. Okay. There was a ladder over here somewhere. Oh boy. Okay. This is overall not very charitable, I would say. Because now I think in order to not take damage from falling, I have to like make this jump again, which I did. Okay. And now I think I'm near, this should be near the ladder. Or, anyway. That's fine, okay. But in any case, we were actually here to place a lookout tower, so let's go ahead and do that. Can I get up there? It seems like the point of the lookout tower is to... Or is that just supposed to be like a shade thing? I'll assume that's supposed to be a shade structure. Well, this is cute. It's perhaps a little bit less useful than I expected, but I'm not exactly sure what I expected, so... Anyway, this game is certainly good at having a great big area. Although I don't think this is procedurally generated. I am not certain, but I think this area is just like handcrafted. And it's big enough that you could start in one of multiple different places, so it's not like if I wanted to start in this tile set but have a different area to work with, I would just start a new game and just head towards a different iron patch, and it would be a noticeably different experience just because the local land would be different. Anyway, let's see how well I can descend a ladder. Not well. I'm gonna do that again, try that again. Actually, I'm curious about something. Nope, okay. Okay. That's... So it seems like the standard procedure for descending ladders is to leap into off of the edge and then just grab the ladder on your way down. Except you can't do that at the very top. You have to be a little bit further down. Maybe there's like a different way to do this, but... Well, that's entertaining. Okay. Let's work on ladders. I mean, staircases, not ladders. Ladders have caused me endless problems. Alright. Yes, stairs. Oh, so actually all I need for this is just some iron plates. Okay. So I'm thinking what I'll probably do is build some stairs and maybe go on another refueling run, and that'll probably be all I have time for, but let's see. Maybe next time I will work on... I think maybe what I might do is work on extending the this platform area. Alright.
Milestone reached. To ensure optimal use of space, navigation and tidiness, R&D have developed stairs and conveyor walls.
Hooray. Which... I'm not sure what they mean by conveyor walls. Now I can build stairs. Oh boy. Oh, okay, so this is like... Whoa, this is fascinating. So it's like a door, except it's a conveyor. Fascinating, okay. And a gate, which is like a door, except bigger. Okay. It occurred to me that if I want to be using a chainsaw, I'm going to need to just be carrying around biofuel, so I'm going to make some biofuel. Just to have. And it is a good reminder that I shouldn't throw away all of my biofuel so that I can continue to use the chainsaw when necessary. It is a reminder that I should probably go restock the biofuel constructor. And how are we doing over here? Okay. Anyway, so my intention is to extend this foundation out, and it probably is going to actually kind of collide with the power plant if I go over there too far. But let's clear out these trees. Can I clear out the barrel nut? There, I just deleted a barrel nut tree. That may be a mistake, but too bad. Oh, okay. So when you use the chainsaw, you sort of harvest anything that happens to be nearby the tree, which may include rocks. Which is how you can get limestone out of chopping down trees. Well, clearly, using the chainsaw is perhaps a little more satisfying than I initially gave it credit for, since I keep doing it more than is strictly necessary. Okay. So, let's think about foundations and staircases. So, if I take this foundation and, well, another thing I'm kind of curious about is, like, what the difference is between... Oh, so this foundation is just the same but thinner. Let's... Sure, yeah. I'm going to harvest some of these foundations that don't have anything on them and convert them to thinner foundation. Wow, it's like leaves behind a little pilings. That's interesting. Oh, are these because my inventory is full? Yes, they are. Okay. That's odd. Okay, and... Okay, so these are just little boxes full of cement. That's fine. This is all quite goofy. All right. Yes. Extending the foundation. Okay. So it's definitely is my intention to have this extend out into this area, and so we have this like hovering factory. Because you're allowed to do this in this game, and it's very amusing to me. I'm guessing this is the instinct of nearly every player of this game, but I have no objections to doing the normal thing. Oh, I'm out of concrete. Okay, that's fine. I can get more concrete. So if we go down here, oh, there's some boxes of concrete that I left sitting around. That's okay. I might not be able to access that one. That's fine. Okay, I'm gonna go get more concrete, and then we can think about staircases. How's our inventory doing? Our inventory is full of garbage. Let's put away some of this garbage. Petals. Alright. I can put the leaves in here at least. I'll just drop wood in here for now. Okay. It's possible that the actual answer is to just research the inventory storage upgrade. Let's go ahead and do that. Yes, personal storage, which I'm just like randomly carrying around the ingredients for, so.
Milestone reached. Additional storage options have been provided. R&D inflated your pocket dimension and developed a personal storage box accessible in the build menu.
Mm-hmm. So now I can build smaller boxes. Somehow the giant storage container, which is like the size of a real shipping container, has 24 slots, whereas the personal storage box has 25 slots, even though it's much smaller. Don't worry about that. Okay. But in any case, now I have more space. Okay, so let's try to build a staircase. And see what that looks like. So I want to... No, I don't want to build it on there. I want to build it... this might be a bit of a problem. I want it to like snap to the foundation, I want the top to snap to the foundation, not the bottom. Why can't I snap the bottom at the top of it to a foundation instead of... I mean, I guess I can Am I like being an idiot about this? Oh, I can build ramps. Okay, let's try to build a ramp. This is all very, maybe this is what we want. Let's just try this. We can reclaim it if it's not. This is all right. Okay, so I think what I want to do here is, then put a foundation here, and then put another ramp here. And let's see how this works. Now this ramp just kind of drops off into space, which is not really great. But what I can do now is maybe build another ramp. How would I do that? If I build a foundation here, this is getting a little bit catchy, but can I build another ramp stuck to it? Yes. Great. Okay. This is serving my needs. And then what happens if I build another ramp there? Getting pretty ramp happy here, but that's not a huge problem. There's a power pole in the way now. Or no. Okay. All right. So now I've done that on this side. What if we do it again on the other side? Well, let's see how far over we need to go before we actually need a ramp, which... Oh, I see. Okay. Let's extend these foundations out a bit. Okay, so now we have a large flat space, but one thing that I am interested in is, let's say I'm down here. Okay. And actually this is, and when I get up there, my options are to like walk around this way, or walk over to this, which I think this is a decent solution for now. And I can actually like enclose this area. Let's just make sure that I can still, yes, okay, there's still clearance for my head. There might eventually be vehicles and I might eventually like not like the fact that I'm closing this off, but that's okay. Yes, this is good. All right, good. So I think we're probably wrapping up here. thinking about what our objectives are for next time. Actually, I think there's one thing I can do. So I think to wrap, so I think next time I want to do a couple things. First, I want to increase the verticality of my factory. So I'm going to I'm going to expand this foundation both horizontally and vertically now that I have walls and staircases. I want to automate the production of screws and reinforced plates. That'll be exciting. And then I also want to... There's another thing in there. I can't remember. Oh well, that's fine. I'm going to finish the stream by doing this bit of research here. So we're going to go need more copper parts. And I think I have space in my inventory for them, yes. But we got a lot done. I'm clearly happy with the chainsaw. Gives me great satisfaction. I'm excited about building a lot of foundations, apparently. Just based on my own behavior. I am interested in factory verticality because that is one of the things promised by having a 3D game world. So that'll be interesting to explore next time. I think what I'm going to do is fill up my inventory with wires and cables, and then I don't necessarily need to carry them all around. I can put them away in a box if I need to do that. Okay, so the last thing we're going to do is research the next constructor thing, which has a name. I think that's called an actual assembler, and that's used for making things with two components, which will be necessary for making reinforced iron plates. So this will be... Yes. And wow, tier 1 is just grayed out because it's totally done. Yes, part assembly, which allows us to make assemblers. Thump.
Milestone reached. More complex assembly of parts can now be automated.
Alright. And we can look at the new things we can build. So now we can build modular frame, which I'm guessing is mostly an ingredient for other stuff. And rotor, which also I'm guessing is an ingredient for other stuff. Anyway. That's all for today. I think I'll probably be streaming Saturday morning will be my next expected streaming time. But I'll see y'all later.